Do you know the difference between a fib, a white lie, and a whopper?
Hello everybody and welcome to the show. It's our little show, and it's called No More Whoppers. My name is Ray Barnholt, the new Yellow Ranger, and joining me is disgraced cruise ship captain Alex Fraioli.
Hi folks.
Hi,
nice to be here.
Now, this is a podcast where we discuss what matters to us, and that's a short list, so we'll mostly be bullshitting and complaining about, society and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because, we like things, but we also hate things.
That's true. That's a fair assessment.
The internet is a good place to hate things.
It is. I don't want to hate too many things, though.
Really?
Well,
I mean, it's fun, though. It's fun. You cannot deny
it's good sport. It's like hunting humans for sport. It's like, okay, maybe it's fun, but I'd feel kind of bad doing it, maybe.
Right. And, we'll discuss other ways to hate things, as we go on in the future.
Yes.
But let me continue the introductions a little bit.
Oh, yes.
Now, people may know us or may not, and I just want to get that out of the way. My name is Ray, and I'm kind of a writer of video games and stuff. You may know me as someone who worked at oneup.com or GamePro. Right now I make a little game magazine called Scroll, and I'm trying really hard to get a job, and it sucks because games are the only thing I really like, and now I'm getting way off track. But that's me, basically. And I know Alex from a site that we used to run about video games.
Hi.
And used to work on. Now, Alex, that's your turn.
Oh,
who are you right now? Who are you in this moment?
Where?
No, who and where.
Oh,
and what? And how?
Okay, well, the where is... No, the who? That's Alex. Fraioli. It's an Italian name. I'm Alex! Yeah, I should just let you introduce me with drops. Just with drops. Alex! As Ray said, I'm Alex. I used
Now, this is the thing.
What?
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interject.
Is this a drop, or are you actually talking now?
No, I'm talking. Okay. Jesus Christ, shut up. We are recording this very far apart from each other.
That's true.
You are actually living in Japan, is that correct?
That's right. I've been living in the beautiful city of Nagoya, Japan for the past 5 years.
You mean Nagoya?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, Nagoya. Y'all got that, Nagoya?
Come on, we're native English speakers here.
It's a nice place, I guess, but I want to get out of here because it's been 5 years, and I feel like I've kind of explored all there is to explore here.
But you're doing the regular foreigner thing, is teaching English.
Yeah,
right?
I know, but the regular foreigner thing is teaching English for like 2 or 3 years and then getting into something interesting,
Yeah.
This is like, it's like it's the guy who's been working at Arby's for 7 years and who keeps saying that, he's working on something grander.
I wouldn't really compare it to Arby's.
Well,
I mean, for one thing, at Arby's, you are touching children.
that's true, but let's be fair, in both jobs, I put away a lot of roast beef.
Yeah.
I'm proud of that.
And wipe up a lot of grease.
I do, yes.
It's weird. Yeah.
If you know what an ALT is, that's what I do. I'm an English monkey, and I'm not proud of it. But
that's abalone, lettuce, and tomato, right?
That's true. Delicious.
Yeah. Now, why don't you just call it alt? That's the thing. You always correct me when I try to say alt. You say no, ALT.
I think only because...
Who gives a shit?
Because Jesus,
it's an acronym.
I'm fucking sorry. Because that's how they say it in Japanese. It's not Aruto, it's
Okay.
ART.
Okay, fair enough, I guess.
And, yeah. I'm just trying to fit in,
Well, can I call it an alt?
Yes.
As long as we're here.
If I can punch you?
I never did that. I never really lived in Japan or did that whole thing.
Yes.
Because, I have crippling social anxiety disorder, which would keep me from ever doing such a thing.
Well, it's... what?
But we'll discuss that as the arc of our show goes on.
Yes. I should also mention, I shouldn't mention it, but
You should not.
over the course of an introduction, I feel like I should. Yes, I used to write a lot about videoed games once upon a time, but...
Well, yeah, let me touch on that also.
Okay.
That,
Yeah, why don't you just do the whole fucking show? And
I'm just saying.
I'll listen
I just
to
wanted
you.
to say.
Okay.
I just wanted to start off by saying that, obviously I like games a whole lot.
You do.
Video games. You, however, sort of faded away from that whole realm.
I did.
And so the thing is that with this show, it's like the only thing I can really talk about is games, and the thing that you don't really want to talk that much about is games.
That's true.
So this will be a very interesting experiment.
Yes, it will.
But continue if you
interesting experiment. No, that's pretty much it. I used to write a lot about games. I used to do freelance for 1UP for a few years. I was doing daily news. That's the kind of grind that started to put me on the course away from games, was having to just write daily shit. And most of it was
that'll do it.
Taking, press releases and turning them into non-hyperbolic, readable English.
Yeah. Well, it's changed a little now. Now you have to actually be snarky.
Yeah, I don't like doing that. I really
Come
don't.
on, I just said, isn't it fun hating things?
No, I don't think it is.
And now if you're a blogger, you get to do that and get paid.
Bloggers are, I don't know, I don't like snark.
Come on.
Okay, I like it a little.
You don't? Come on.
I'm Alex.
Give me a break.
I'll tell you what I do like. Oh, wait, I can't remember. I had a joke.
Oh, first episode jitters.
Pac-Man for NES. I'm jizzing in my pants right now.
So you can
and that's
see.
exactly what I'm going to be talking about. That's really the tone of what, when I start talking about games.
I think so.
Not encounter.
I don't want to say that I'm against games. I just I'm still a huge fan of the games that I grew up with. If anybody knows me, I'm a huge Dragon Quest nerd, and I still am.
Yeah. All 2 games that you played, you're still a big fan of.
Yes. I just don't like games these days. I'm moving away from consoles. I'm going handheld only. Mm-hmm. I've got a bunker in the woods.
Too bad.
I've got a book nook.
Oh my god!
See, Luigi's really sad.
Charles Martinet is killed to hear the news.
Yeah. Twice over, in fact.
Oh my god!
The fuck was that?
It was Wario.
Oh. Does he do Wario too?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
He does everybody except the females.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, that's exactly how shitty the show will be.
Yeah.
As we play with our new soundboard.
Yeah. I said I wasn't going to overuse these on the first episode. I'm gonna. So just to apologize to everybody. And Ray.
I used up about 80% of mine.
I still got some to go.
So yeah, that's us.
Yeah.
And I struggled I hesitate to call this a comedy podcast.
Yeah,
We both think of ourselves as pretty funny guys.
to each other.
But, I think a comedy podcast in this day and age is something that's, a bit more thought out.
Yes.
You have stuff like, like Paul F. Tompkins' podcast, he does this whole thing on schedule, and he plans it out, and, it's this nice production.
Yeah.
And he's a comedian.
That's true.
And he does a true comedy podcast, correct?
He does.
And
I'm a big fan of his show.
yeah, and that is rising up more and more these days. You see more of that coming out. Meanwhile, there are other shows that are funny and are featuring people who would call themselves comedians.
Yes.
And who we would agree with. But it's mostly just like this. It's bullshitting and playing with crappy sound toys. And I don't know if that's exactly the same thing. You know what I mean?
I think I do.
Discuss.
All right. Well, yeah, sure. Well, I'm going to be editing a lot of crap out of this. Yeah, it's...
that's my feeling. So that was my feeling.
Well,
I don't know about you. I don't know if you really want to call us a comedy show or not.
It's an entertainment show.
That just happens to be funny.
Sometimes, maybe. It's...
Yeah.
I feel like if you
can't fit that in the genre though on iTunes.
There's 2 sides to this queer coin. You come out and you say, I've got a comedy podcast, and then the response is that somebody sits down and downloads it and then sits in front of their computer with their arms crossed and says, come on, asshole, make me laugh. And I don't want to appeal to that guy. But on the other hand, I feel like if you start saying, oh, we can't say we're a comedy podcast, then it's like you're kind of dodging categorization, and because you think it's going to keep you safe. And if I don't make any promise to be a comedy podcast, then nobody can get angry when I'm not funny.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess, I don't know, we'll have to straddle the line.
Or make a new genre.
Oh, yeah.
Frayolt. I don't know, I got nothing.
Nah. Whoppersy.
Whoppy?
No, that's just you.
Because I really hate those dirty wops.
Ding.
Oh boy.
So yeah, I'm sorry, anybody, if we either disappoint you in your expectations or not. I said I'm sorry, but I also will not really strive to make you feel better, because with any luck, we'll have at least more than one person.
I think so.
Listening to this.
Yes.
And that is the hope.
Now, I do want to say, in going along with this sort of nebulous, genreless experiment, we don't have a whole lot of ideas about what this is going to be or what it has the potential to be. So if anybody has suggestions or ideas or anything that you know that we're interested in, that you want to hear more about, then drop us a line at an email and Twitter that don't exist yet. Or I don't even know if they will. But,
they will. Just I'll get around to that at the end of the show.
Let's assume that they're both No More Whoppers.
Right.
Yeah. But we're going to try to have fun with it and see where it goes.
Yeah, I guess there's no better way to put it.
Yeah.
Really? So that's our introduction. Let's take a little break, shall we?
Yes.
Folks, welcome back. The show is No More Whoppers. I'm Ray. He's Alex.
My father's also here now.
Yeah. I love Paul.
Oh, yeah.
Way. Good guy. So I guess, as is customary with these type of bullshit podcasts, we talk a little bit about our days.
We do.
You know? And as we're recording this, it's Saturday, and I just went to a third show for the SF Sketchfest. I went to 3 shows over the course of the last couple weeks, and of course I do live in the Bay Area, so I get to do that sort of thing. And as a comedy nerd, I quite enjoy it. I'm all done, though, because I could only really afford 3 shows. And
well, hang on.
Another thing...
Exactly how expensive are these shows? I've never been to Sketchfest.
It depends. I think on the lowest end, it's like $12 for some, maybe 25, 35, you know, and up for most of them.
And up.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a couple of like $50 ones out there. It all depends really on the featured players, you know, or how big of a star the person is, or how much people want to go to it. Like one of the shows was like a sort of a table read of Wet Hot American Summer. Oh, that movie. I don't know if you've seen that.
I have not, but I know I'm aware of its cult status.
Right. Yeah. Great cast. Yeah. A lot of people from the state and some other people that you may know of, and so that sold out really quickly.
Yeah.
And tickets for that were not cheap, and I couldn't really make it. So that's my problem, though. So I went to a couple of podcast recordings and some stuff like that.
Awesome.
And another thing I should have mentioned at the top of the show, one thing that I don't really like doing is really talking about other podcasts and how much we like them.
Yeah, it's...
Because, I mean, we are comedy nerds, I think,
true.
To a degree, and we like a lot of different things, but I think, you know, really drawing on that and referring to them back and forth, like, hey, did you hear the last Never Not Funny? It was really good.
Yes.
Like, that's not what we want to do. We try to keep things at a mildly professional level.
I was, I don't know if you know this, I was involved in another show before this, and a point of contention with my co-host was, it was a lot of that sort of, did you listen to this, did you see this, have you seen this funny thing, and it was always something. I'm sure it is funny when you listen to it on your own, but
it's like
someone else
it's like
trying
you're
to convey
hoping
that is impossible.
Yeah, it's like you're hoping that people are listening to it.
Yeah,
you can listen to your show and invite you on their show and then give you a job in Hollywood, and then you'll be a writer, and then all this cool stuff will happen. That's just in my dreams, but nevertheless,
it's very cringy.
It's not something I want to harp on.
No.
However, I did enjoy going to the SF Sketchfest stuff.
Good.
And I went to the podcast recordings of Walking the Room and Never Not Funny. Those are good shows, and I like them, and you people should listen to them. And, you know, I enjoyed myself, but, you know, I don't want to go through the whole motions.
No, you shouldn't have to.
That's not even my real point. The point is, I love SF Sketchfest, and I had a good time at it, and now I'm done going to the shows. Unless later on, usually towards the summer, they have some good stuff, like Cinematic Titanic, Mystery Science Theater type stuff. And so I usually go to that, too.
How are those? Because I've heard mixed reviews.
I like Cinematic Titanic. I don't like Riff Tracks.
Why is that?
I speak as a humongous fan of Mystery Science Theater 3000. That show is like my favorite show ever. And I actually love all the people that worked on it and wrote for it. However, I think, Riff Tracks, which is done by some of the guys who did it, and Cinematic Titanic is done by some of the other people who did it. I don't know. Their tones are a little bit different. Like with Riff Tracks, it's like, I don't know, a lot of the jokes seem forced, and it's like a lot of it is I can't really articulate it here right now.
I just hate Bill Corbett.
Putting me on the spot.
Sorry.
I don't hate any of them. I really don't. But I just don't like what they put out.
Yeah.
But that's just me. And I know a lot of people do. And another thing I should have said up front is that I have a really huge superiority complex when it comes to senses of humor.
I think we both have that.
Yeah. And I'm very quick to condemn people and be condemned. I'm easily contemptible, and I like to give contempt.
I want to point out that I don't hate Bill Corbett. I said that earlier, but okay, if you're familiar with Mystery Science Theater 3000, you know that halfway through the fifth season, Joel was replaced by Mike, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And,
getting some nerd shit.
Yeah, and it took me years to get over it. And finally I came around. I thought, hey, Mike's a pretty good guy. He's a funny guy. He's a host. It helps when I figured out that, he was one of the head writers the whole time. So it's not like they just picked this fresh-faced young man to replace the beloved Joel. He had been there. And then when the show went on to Sci-Fi and they got rid of Trace Beaulieu, is that how you pronounce it?
Sure.
I have no idea. And
okay.
Now, hang on. They hired Bill Corbett, and as far as I can tell, they hired him just because he was a big fan.
I don't know.
Okay. Because I think that was his whole appeal when he applied, was just, hey, I'm a really big fan, and look, I can do a passable crow voice. And like, yep, yeah, you're the man for the job. Huh?
Well, it's not like he wasn't also a comedy writer. I mean, he had been a playwright and stuff like that.
I know, but I don't like his voice.
Okay, then say that.
I was working up to it.
Yeah, you did need to, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm Alex. Fucking son of a bitch. Fine. Every time I say something long-winded or awkward or meandering, you get to play that.
No, I'll play this.
Well, it's been a quiet week in Lake Wobegon, Minnesota, my hometown.
That's what I'll play instead. But to go back to this thing, I don't know why we're even really talking about this.
Yeah, me neither.
Except that, I get to hate things on the internet.
Don't!
Thing is, I don't like Riff Tracks that much. It's fine if you do. I don't really care.
I don't.
You, the people.
No. Not Alex.
That was the original draft of that speech, of the declaration. You, the people, can do whatever the fuck you want.
How do you feel?
So I went off on this whole thing about not referring to other shows and things too much, and here I went ahead and did that.
Yeah, boy, right out of the gate.
I apologize.
Good work, guys.
But I had nothing else to talk about. It's what I did today. I got to cap off a nice week of comedy fun and say, there you go. Who gives a shit anymore? Exactly. Alex, how about you?
Oh, God.
Anybody poop on your face? You teach a lot of young kids.
I do. Not a lot of pooping these days.
No? Okay. Vomiting?
Nope.
Urinating?
They enacted the anti-poop vomit pee laws.
Now, one of the great cliches of the English teacher in Japan is the concho.
Oh, yeah.
The two-fingered
yes.
Butt poking that a lot of kids like to do to their teachers.
That is true.
Any of that happened this week?
No, and you know what? I feel like I entered...
Have you been grandfathered in? Are you finally just past it all? Like, they don't even care anymore?
Think, no, it's not... It's nothing to do with me or my ability. It's just I kind of joined this whole game a little bit late, and I think the concho is kind of on its way out. Because it's only happened... I've been doing this...
Is it 290s? Is that it?
It's way 290s, I think. Yeah. Everyone's past it. It was I've only been
with that and
I've only been doing I'm gonna punch you. I've only been doing this job for about almost 2 years, before that, I was even lower on the English ladder. I was
well, that particular job, right?
Yes, yeah. Well,
I mean,
the
you
alt.
changed. Yeah, I mean, you changed employers, but
Well, no. This was I haven't changed employers. I did change employers, but I also changed lines of work.
Oh, okay.
Because before I was doing just the lowest of the low, the Eikaiwa.
Now you do metallurgy.
Now I made a broadsword. But now I do the ALT or alt thing, whereas before it was just English lessons, like 1-to-1, which is they're both demeaning in their own way, and I'm sure I'll address those later. But as an ALT, I am sort of more on the front lines of battle with the kids, and yet I've only been conchoed, I think, twice in 2 years. And once I was working in an elementary school, and I kind of saw the kid, and I turned before he had really achieved any sort of breach. But the second time in a junior high school, a kid fucking put a hole in my pants. Just,
really?
Yeah, I was granted.
Like he actually broke material.
Yes.
Now, was it a large hole? Because I'm thinking pretty cartoony.
No,
here.
granted, this was pretty cartoony. This was an old pair of corduroy pants that I had, and that were already on their way out.
Okay.
And it was during cleaning time or something, and I was picking up moving a desk, and this kid comes up behind me and just yoink! Oh, hey, Mr. Fraioli. Yeah. And just right up in there. That's the kind of thing that you really block out, I'm just realizing.
Okay.
He was suitably freaked the fuck out when he saw what he had done.
Well, okay, yeah, because it's like...
yeah.
It's like when your mother tells you not to keep that crazy face or you'll freeze that way.
Yeah.
It's like sort of like the same level of advice, like, don't keep conchoing the guy or else you'll eventually just break his clothes and then you'll be really, really in trouble.
And then he'll break your ribs. It was bad. Bad stuff. Now, fortunately, it was the end of the day, so I just went home like half an hour later.
Okay, so he was not executed?
No. Not as such, no.
No firing range or anything?
No.
You just let it slide?
Yeah, I think his homeroom teacher yelled at him a bit, but that was the extent of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that went nowhere.
The fuck do you want from me?
I don't know. Something interesting.
It's Sunday afternoon.
Well, this has been a great show.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
I can't even talk about video games because I haven't really played anything.
You must have played
I've been working
something
on my game magazine.
Oh, yeah. You worked pretty hard on that.
Yeah. No, I've only really played one game recently, and that is Dragon Quest Monsters Joker 2. Yeah, you like that because it has Dragon Quest in the name.
Yeah, but I didn't really like it.
Yeah, I think you and I are pretty much ending on the same spot, which is where we got to the final boss. Just said,
This is not doing it for me.
Yeah, it's a spin-off, and it's made by a completely different developer. It's not that great a game to begin with, but it is better than the first Joker game. I'll give it that.
Oh shit! You know what I realized the other day? I might have told you this. I think you remarked that they reused the same music from Joker.
Yes.
And then I just realized I was playing some of my old
annoying music.
Yes,
it's annoying music.
I was replaying the original Dragon Quest Monsters on the Game Boy. It's the same fucking music. It's been the same ever since the Game Boy.
Yeah,
and they just keep reusing it.
That's not the kind of sticking to tradition that you really should.
No,
go with,
it's
I think.
You stick to themes and styles, not note for note the same bullshit. Unless it's the overture. I mean, they do love that.
Yeah.
I'm Alex. Son of a. Hey, go work. Go work on your fucking magazine.
I have to stay alive and write this article before I die.
Yeah. Well, I have been. Yes.
I know.
That's why I've only really played one game.
I'm just joshing.
I did get a new game today, though.
What's that?
Final Fantasy 13-2.
Oh, that's right.
That's another thing I won't talk too much about because I think everybody's made up their mind about it without even playing it.
Well, I did.
Yeah, exactly. And I think also just people don't want to really hear about it that much.
Yeah.
And also, I haven't even started it, so whatever. Maybe next week, right?
Sure.
That's my transition noise.
What is that from?
It's like I don't know.
Is it supposed to sound like Randy Newman?
No.
Okay.
I could do Randy Newman.
Could you?
But I see you're already breaking, so maybe I'll save it for later.
Thin ice.
Yeah. Oh, goodness gracious.
Good grief, more Satan's boners.
Yeah. What the hell else can we talk about, Alex? What happened to you this week? I don't know anything. Did your bike get stolen? Did you get punched by a hobo? Did you punch a hobo? Did anything happen?
All of the above and more. Let me talk about it.
You eat a lot of McDonald's.
What?
Is that something I should be saying on air?
Yeah, I don't want my digestive history to be public.
Okay, well, everybody loves McDonald's, right?
Well, my problem is that... Was that a drop?
No, I didn't have a drop. I had to... that was pathetic. I'm sorry. God, don't ever do that.
My problem is that when I get crazy drunk, the only thing I want to do... Two things. The only two things I want to do in the world are eat 2 Big Macs and then go right to bed. And it's like, normally it's not that big of a hazard, because when I'm sober, I don't really crave McDonald's at all.
However, it is the behavior of an alcoholic.
Is it really?
Kind of.
Oh, fuck.
You get drunk, and then you eat a lot, and then you just pass out in bed. You know. Well, maybe even piss yourself. I don't know.
Well, I don't live do that. But yeah, that's my experience with McDonald's. Now we have a certain fondness for the Burger King Whopper, I believe.
I don't follow.
Yeah, I don't know where I got that from.
I enjoy Burger King, sure.
But I will say, there are no Burger Kings in this city, in Nagoya. And I don't know why. Yeah. They exist in Tokyo. Same deal with Wendy's. I think Arby's is coming back if they haven't already. It's right, all in Tokyo. Nagoya just has McDonald's and then the Japanese fast food chains.
Right. And, convenience stores which have their own type of crappy food.
Yes. But what the fuck, man? I have to go all the way up there just to get... What?
It's interesting. I'm kind of in the same situation. Is that if I want fast food, it's like it's nowhere really walkable.
Yeah.
Like I have to go to the next town or whatever. And, there are chain places that I can go to quite easily that are a little bit fancier than McDonald's. So if I want to eat, a gourmet hamburger, I can go right ahead and do that. Or get a pizza even. Or, sushi or something. I mean, that's kind of like the new fast food these days, right? I mean, it's very modern to get sushi as a fast food item. Am I wrong? Yes, I am. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Because in downtown San Francisco, they have Sushi Rito, which is where they just give you a great big sushi roll. They don't cut it or anything, so it's like a sushi burrito. And it's one of those, super progressive, hippie, financial district sort of hipster-y things that they put in the town and see if it works, and if it doesn't, then they go make a food truck out of it or something.
But how do I get back to Tokyo?
What the hell was that from?
Chaos Wars.
Oh. Interesting choice.
I delve deep.
All right. Yeah.
I imagine you've got a lot of food options in San Francisco.
Or, the entire Bay Area.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you've heard of places like In-N-Out.
I have.
And that's pretty much, prevalent here. That's in San Francisco and whatnot. But again, it's like those places aren't close to where I live, which is a little bit south of San Francisco. In the peninsula. But, I think we're in the same spot. But I think it's also good because we shouldn't be eating that shit.
I think you're right. As a concerned parent, I have to agree.
Right. Yeah. I mean... Let me ask you, as a parent, do you approve of kicks?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't.
Does your kid need to test it first?
No, she's tested it, but I was supposed.
That's a good discussion topic for our first episode.
I was supposed to be on the committee for the approval of kicks.
Oh.
But jury duty.
Oh right. Yeah.
Couldn't make it.
Oh come on, you couldn't. They really got to fix that shit.
Oh no, I found that guy guilty just on principle.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There was no deadlock.
No.
Fry the bastard. I need my kick. But no, seriously. How about a shitty first discussion topic?
Cereal?
Your favorite cereal? Yeah, sure.
See,
go.
Okay, this topic.
I'm half kidding. I gotta be honest.
No. I'm not shitting on the topic. I'm just saying that I've been so far removed from cereal culture, as it were, that...
Well, okay, then. Wouldn't that, then, being away from it longer, you long for it more?
A little bit. Yeah, when I go home for vacation, I do find myself enjoying a bowl of cereal more than I did before.
Uh-huh.
Even something just like Cheerios, like regular Cheerios. I fucking love them. And I'll eat 2-3 bowls in the morning. when I'm on vacation.
That's really sad.
No, they're delicious. It's a heart healthy choice.
That's just me shitting on your thing.
Yeah, you really do
for
hate
no
everything.
reason. Oh, just everything you like.
Fuck.
And say.
Fuck.
And breathe on.
Yes.
Which is a lot.
Now bear my Arctic blast.
Yeah, go ahead, laugh it up.
I already did.
Okay.
You must have a favorite cereal. As a Washingtonian? I don't know what that means.
No. No, really, I don't. I've tried it. I tried them all, and I just keep flipping through them. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know.
It's
what
like
you mean.
I don't even get the urge for it that much. So whatever. Although I do miss some certain cereals that have gone out of commission, like Sprinkle Spangles.
You just made that up.
No, it's from the early '90s.
Okay.
It's just like little star-shaped rice things with also like colorful little sprinkles on them. Related to that, Rice Krispie treat cereal.
Oh, those were good. I do remember those.
Yeah. Related to that, Triples, which are like giant Rice Krispies, but with different types of
Are you
wheat
talking about
and whatnot.
Triple X, the movie?
No, I'm not. Although they should have stayed around long enough to tie that in.
Yeah, was that Vin Diesel and then later Ice-T? No. Yeah.
Can you hear the train, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, that's another thing. Folks, I do live next to a train track, and I apologize. Let me just make one joke. Excuse me, folks, I have to catch my train. Okay, then I'm done.
I also live near... Sorry.
What?
I'm Alex!
Excuse me, I have to catch my train. Sorry, I live next to trains.
Bay Area man found dead, bludgeoned by slime controller.
Do you have one of those still?
I do, yeah.
Do you have a Dragon Quest slime controller?
I do.
Is that exactly how fruity you are?
Yes, it is.
Ugh.
Hey, look, I'm a big Dragon Quest fan, but I don't appreciate you putting me on display like this.
What? Excuse me, sir. Sir.
Yes.
You have a tattoo.
So what?
I'm putting that on display.
A lot of people have tattoos.
You have a humongous Dragon Quest tattoo.
It's a humongous is a difficult word to say, independent of this conversation.
Yes, it is.
I do, but it's not. It's not on my face. It's not like I have a slime on my face.
It's very close to your face.
No, it's on my arm.
It's on the side of your upper arm.
Yes, I wear shirts so nobody sees it.
Pancakey forearm is. I'm sorry. Now I'm just being mean for no reason. I shouldn't talk anyway. I'm a chubster.
Well, what about your Boku tattoos?
No, that's not. Now I have to explain what Boku is.
I think anybody listening to this should know that.
No, not really.
Well, they know about you.
I don't talk it up that much anymore.
Oh.
But yeah, whereas Dragon Quest is Alex's favorite game, my favorite game is a Japanese game called My Summer Vacation, or Boku no Natsuyasumi. Okay, there. Moving on. Joke explained. Thank you, Alex.
P-shakes.
God.
I'm Alex! God.
If that's going to kill you every time.
Yes, it is.
No, I think hopefully by episode 50 you'll be jaded enough.
Oh, you'll know when the charm wears off.
Yeah.
Alex! you have a separate one that's just my name?
Yeah. In case you're ever gone,
Gold.
In case I need to fill in.
Okay.
Like I can be like, hey, everybody, it's me, Ray Barnholt, and with me this week is
Alex!
And Alex is going to tell us some things about himself. Go ahead, Alex.
I'm Alex!
And so on.
Hey,
you shouldn't really laugh at that. That's not really
Hey, Alex,
funny,
what's your favorite Sega Genesis game?
Bare knuckle!
Sorry.
No, don't be.
So, cereal.
This was your idea.
That's right.
No, we don't have to talk about cereal anymore.
I was kind of getting into it.
Time.
I was getting into it. You got me onto a topic of conversation.
Because I talked about Sprinkle Spangles.
I still don't know what those are.
I told you, they're little
Yeah, but I forget because I don't care.
Star-shaped things.
Oh.
Maybe you didn't have them where you're from.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I was one of those kids whose mother refused to buy excessively sugary cereals, which is probably a good idea.
Yeah.
So like, which means that as soon as I started living on my own in college, it was just Fruity Pebbles every fucking day.
Yeah. But what do you mean a good idea? Just because
I mean,
the general smarts of it, or just because you got hyper really easily?
General smarts of it, I guess. I mean, I had enough sugar as a kid as it was. Like I was a very heavy soda drinker. A lot of sweet things.
Yeah.
So, but no, breakfast was always Cheerios or shredded wheat or oatmeal.
Yeah.
Cream.
I've heard of that.
Cream of wheat.
I could get into that.
What?
I tried so hard. It didn't really work out.
The best.
It didn't work out. I don't know. Maybe Mom didn't cook it right. I don't know. Maybe I didn't. Lord knows I can barely make a bowl of oatmeal. Oh. But I do miss those sprinkle spangles.
You know, now that
I find it... no, go ahead.
When you...
No, you.
I'm Alex.
Please continue.
Yeah, I'm trying to. The more you say that name, the more familiar they become to me. I think I'm... Hang on. Can I Google these real quick?
I want you to be famous.
What?
That's it, though. That's my plan.
I'm going to Google these real quick. If I recognize this box, then I think...
Yeah.
Then I might... Hang on here. How do you spell Google? Sprinkle Spangles?
Yeah. No funny spelling. Yeah. Okay. This is where we need some good background music.
Sprinkle
Good
Spangles?
time-filling music right here.
Oh, yes. You know what? I did eat these. I have had these.
Right. Excellent.
My God, that color scheme is so incredibly 90s.
I know, right? I love...
It's like teal and purple.
I love some teal.
Sample, not for resale.
Like everything we loved.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I remember that was on the Sonic the Hedgehog cartridge. No? Okay.
What? Kind of.
Yeah. Well, mine said that. Mine said, or no, not sample. It just said not for resale. Why would it be a sample, you idiot? Talking to myself.
I find it interesting that you mentioned that you were a heavy soda drinker.
Yeah.
Did you consider yourself addicted?
Habitually, certainly not chemically, but I mean, they like soda pretty well dissolved my teeth by the time I was a high school kid.
Well, I mean, are you like me in that I'm a thirsty person by nature, so I can pretty much drink any cold, wet, good tasting drink pretty consistently.
I can do that
too. I can switch between them at will.
Now, here's something interesting, though. Interesting is a very generous word.
Right. It's a show.
I haven't.
No more Whoppers. I don't know.
I haven't.
What does that even mean?
I'm trying to fucking speak. Haven't had soda in a long time. I mean, on a regular basis. Like, probably my fattest point was the end of college. I was at least 220 pounds, and just every day was soda. Every goddamn day. And also a lot of pretty much Final Fantasy 11 all goddamn day. And and just doing nothing but that. And then when I came to Japan, I gave up soda. I was on zero soda, and I tried to cut out as much sugar as possible. And in the first 2 or 3 years, I had lost about 25, 30 pounds, which I was very proud of at the time. And
right, but you're complementing it with exercise.
Not at that time, but yeah, these days I'm trying to.
Sorry, I thought you meant recently.
Recently I am, yeah. But it's too goddamn cold out right now to go running. But as soon as it warms up, I do enjoy a nice jog.
All right.
But just recently, after 4 or 5 years off, I've gotten back onto soda, with the notable exception of colas. I don't like that dark shit. Boy, that's a future drop.
Well, you are kind of tan.
Would you call me swarthy?
Not so much.
Okay.
Not anymore.
I've gotten back into carbonated beverages through the delicious gateway of strawberry soda.
Oh, okay.
And if you've never had strawberry soda, I can't recommend it enough. It's a delight.
I've had Fanta.
It's not. No, that's not the same. This is not the.
But it's strawberry.
No, but it's not. It's.
I'm just saying.
Okay, it's called strawberry soda, but it's less strawberry soda than it is tonic water with a nice more than a hint with a nice boost.
So it's like clearly
strawberry.
Canadian.
kind of. Well, no, but it's
No, it's in Japan.
It's
Boing.
going to kill you. It's not. It's not that fizzy. It's less fizzy, and it's not.
Yeah.
Isn't clearly Canadian ginger ale?
No.
Oh,
it's a slightly carbonated drink.
well, no. It's okay. It's maybe the same level of carbonation, but it's strawberry instead of what is that? Cranberry?
It's a bunch of shit.
Well, it's delicious, is what I'm saying. Also, I've started drinking the Japanese ciders, the Mitsuya cider. I don't even know what the hell the flavor is. It's just a milky, carbonated looking thing.
I imagine apple.
It's no, it's not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't. Hang on. I have a bottle.
What else can you make a cider of?
Hang on. Well, I don't know. Let me. I think it
I'm
has
not that smart.
I think cider has a
Pears,
different meaning.
maybe?
I think Garrison Keeler. I think cider has a different meaning internationally. Hang on a sec. Let me grab a bottle.
Well, it's been a quiet week in Lake
I
Bubblegum,
knew it!
Minnesota, my hometown.
Is this another Google moment? Should you have Google moments on the show? I think that'd be a good idea.
Sorry, I just put my headphones back on. What's going on?
Jesus Christ. This show is terrible.
We're professionals, folks. What's going on? I had to get the...
Should we have a Google segment on the show where you Google shit?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And then I languish in the background.
Alex Googles things. All right, hang on. I just found the cider bottle. Mitsuya cider, white Mitsuya cider, golden taste.
That doesn't tell me anything.
Yeah, me neither. It's,
So thanks for nothing.
I'm sorry, man.
You know what? Let's take another break, shall we?
That's a good idea.
Folks, we'll be back in whatever two, I don't know. Folks, welcome back. Welcome back again. The show is No More Whoppers. I'm Ray.
I'm out. No, just play the thing.
Oh, come on. No, you gotta do it. People want to hear it from you for once.
I'm Alex.
Come on. There you go. There you go. Come on.
All right.
You're doing good, buddy.
Stop rubbing my throat.
All right. Well, you know, as long as we were talking about comedy...
Oh, yeah.
Towards the beginning of the show, I thought I'd talk about something that's on my mind recently for no real reason. But are you familiar with sitcoms, Alex?
You
situation comedy.
Situation comedy. Yes, I am.
Right. Yes. Okay. They're usually on television.
Right.
And you know the people used to like them a lot in the 80s and early 90s.
That's true.
There were lots of sitcoms you could watch, and even before that. I mean,
was the golden era.
Classic shows. Go
The
ahead.
golden era of what they referred to as the 3-camera shoot, where you have 3 cameras,
Yeah.
usually a studio audience.
Sometimes 4.
Sometimes, well, let's not go overboard.
It depends.
Yeah.
I think some shows are going overboard.
Oh, absolutely.
That's sort of my point. You know, there's a lot of shows now that are sitcoms in the traditional sense, like you said, the 3-camera stuff, and there's also like more single-camera sitcoms, like 30 Rock, or Community, or something like that.
Seem to really become popular in the 2000s. With,
Yeah.
I'm thinking specifically of Scrubs was the first one that I took note of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And you're right, they have become kind of popular, but at the same time, the networks have sort of been going back to the multi-camera stuff.
Really?
More often. Like NBC has a couple now, where they used to only have the single cameras for a couple of years, you know? And the one thing that people usually complain about with these shows, besides the fact that some of them are not that funny to begin with, is the fact that they have a laugh track.
Yes.
Right?
The laugh track.
There goes the laugh train. But
all aboard.
In general, I'm a little weird. I'm kind of in defense of the laugh track. And because, well, this usually came from an article I read on the AV Club. It's from Todd Vanderwelf, I believe his name is. He's a great TV writer for them. He writes about television shows the way I wish I could write about video games. Very knowledgeable, and he's done like different sorts of histories of like sitcoms as well as other types of shows. And so he wrote this one thing, I believe in September, about, you know, if the laugh track in sitcoms is on its way out. And it's a great article on itself, and I don't want to go too much into it, except that I liked one bit of it where he said that, when he was discussing like the formation of like I Love Lucy, which sort of started the whole television sitcom as it was, and it had the live audience to laugh along with things. And as those rose up, I mean, he referred to it as like one of the last great original American art forms. That specific formula of a television comedy to include the laugh track on it. And I sort of agree with that, because there are points where you can have a laugh track and the show can still be funny on its own. On the other hand, to go back to what I was talking about with today's shows, like people bitch about The Big Bang Theory or Whitney or whatever, and they complain about the laugh tracks like more than anything else. And I would argue that, yes, first of all, yeah, those particular shows, those specific ones, do not do a good job. But there are ones that have done a good job because they kept the laughter, the laugh tracks, or just the live audience, whatever. I'm gonna use canned laughter as like a general sort of term for this sort of thing. There's shows that did it well, like they kept it to a nice balance. And those shows are kind of like universally loved. I'm talking about Cheers and Frasier and some of the other stuff. I guess mostly the NBC shows, oddly enough.
Your Seinfelds. Your
exactly.
So-and-so's. Home Improvement.
Yeah. I'm trying to come up with like Murphy Brown as well on CBS.
Kramer's on Murphy Brown.
That'll be a drop. So yeah, I mean, there have been examples of fact where shows with laugh tracks still ended up pretty good and well liked, but now with stuff like The Big Bang Theory, which I don't think is good, and I don't think it's funny, and I think they do overdo it with the laugh tracks because it happens at like every single line. Yeah,
I think it's something, especially with weak writing, is going to rely on the laugh track as sort of a crutch. When maybe we can sort of give the audience a running start and make them convince them that this is really funny, and it's not.
I wouldn't even say it's weak writing. It's just that it's writing for the track, and it sort of becomes a dependence.
Yeah,
like these particular writers are probably becoming dependent on the cues on the laughs, and so you get stuff like The Big Bang Theory was just filled with these laugh tracks, but yet people eat it up. Not necessarily the people that we hang around with, our sort of mid to late 20s circle, who are sort of becoming much more critical about the entertainment they consume and whatnot. And I'm sounding way too smart about this, and I don't really mean to be. So I apologize for being highfalutin.
I think that's a good point.
The people I know rightfully diss on these shows, but I'm trying to say that it's not universally bad to have a laugh track.
No, and so am I to understand that you are arguing in defense of a laugh track used consciously, like not overused?
Right.
Okay.
But by that I mean, just the general formula itself, that art form, so to speak, is fine.
Yeah.
But you need to like take care of it and not, go overboard.
I think you're right.
And I'm just saying that, a lot of great sitcoms are still things that even I can watch forever and ever and still laugh at the cues on my own. I believe that. I believe I can laugh at an episode of Frasier because there are some good jokes on there.
Yeah.
And, maybe I'm a little partial to Frasier, especially because of all the Seattle shit. I watched some of the earlier seasons, and there's just Seattle references packed upon Seattle references. And, I eat that up because I'm from that area. On the other hand, there are some good quips between the characters on that show, and, it is generally funny. And, in the case of, again, you have to write for the character correctly. And the character then has to act correctly.
I think,
and then you get the laughs naturally. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think it's a very interesting argument for the sitcom or the laugh track as part of the last great American art form, because it's something. I've talked to a lot of our English friends from overseas. A lot of expatriates here in Japan, of course.
Oh, you mean the Britons?
The Britons, yes, from Britannia. And one of the criticisms that gets leveled against American TV so often is, oh, you guys have so many laugh tracks, you have to be told where to laugh. And part of me thinks, well, he's kind of right, we're idiots. But the other part thinks, well, it was a part of American TV. It's been a part of American TV for so many decades now that it's become a genre staple, I guess, as part of that American art form. And as something that wasn't as common in England, I'm assuming, there's...
Well, it was definitely adapted, and there is definitely... I think they mostly pretty much just use live audiences.
Oh, do they? I'm
not totally sure on that.
I'm thinking...
That's the hunch.
Specifically, I'm thinking of one-camera shoots, English series like Extras or...
Sure.
Yeah, especially The Office, things like that.
Sure.
And... the criticism is always, oh, well, you know what, we English are such masters of deadpan delivery and wry humor that a laugh track is just way too overt and insulting to the audience.
Yeah.
And I never know how to respond to that, because I want to say, yeah, but that's because that's your style.
But but I would say, well, you guys still have overlaid laughter.
Yeah, well, that's I don't know much about that, or I would have brought it up. But
there are great British sitcoms that people love.
I do remember. I recall a lot of watching a lot of the young ones on Comedy Central.
Yeah.
Certainly. Oh fuck! What's that called?
I don't know.
Absolutely Fabulous. That had a laugh track, right?
Oh shit! Yeah.
Okay. But I guess I'm talking about more recent stuff.
What you mean, the one camera stuff, or?
Yeah, something like Extras or The Office, where...
What about the IT Crowd?
Is that British?
Yes.
I've never seen it.
And it's very funny,
yeah.
And it has overlaid laughter, and it's multi-camera.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You should check it out, by the way. It's basically the opposite of the Big Bang Theory in that it has nerd characters, but they don't go overboard with it. You know, there is no... I mean, there is like a halfway retarded guy, but he doesn't like...
Yeah.
He's likable.
Man,
I didn't mean to use that word so flippantly, by the way.
What, likable?
Yeah.
Alex! You bastard.
Love you.
Now, while we're on the topic of comedy, can I quickly go into Japanese comedy?
Yeah, I mean,
did you have something to add?
I just wanted to go back to my point, which is that, you know, I don't think having a laugh track, whether it's canned or live or natural or whatever, is inherently a bad thing. It all depends on the show itself using it properly and not going overboard. Like, again, the biggest offender, in my opinion, The Big Bang Theory. And I guess, you know, shut up. There, you said it. It is fun to hate on things on the internet. That's really all I wanted to say. And to also just, you know, check out that AV Club article. Maybe we'll link it one of these days. I don't know. If we ever have a web presence.
Yeah, it'll be on No More Whoppers.
It'll be on
.tv.
What is that commercial for the site that goes .com?
Expedia?
Yeah, Expedia.
That would have been a great drop.
Thank you, guy who lives in Japan and will never see that commercial on a daily basis.
Oh.
But yeah, that's my point, and you may go ahead with Japanese comedy, which is terrible.
Well, they certainly got slapstick down. They're good with that.
Yeah.
But
okay.
It's the thing is, that's really the only thing that they like to do or want to do or know how to do.
Right. Slapstick in pairs.
Yes, yeah. Oh, you can't do something.
You cannot have
on your own.
one guy up there.
That's impossible.
Unless he's in a crazy flamboyant suit or something
Yes.
and has a super specific gimmick.
Yeah.
Only then can you have one comedic performer on the stage.
What saddens me is that there's the Japanese tradition of rakugo, which is traditionally it's a one-man show. Yeah. And it's one of these really old sort of Japanese traditional things that I thought had completely died out, and then I found out that there's regular rakugo performances in.
Is that like kabuki
in Tokyo? Not at all.
Okay, well, I mean,
were you serious?
It was a sincere question. I thought maybe it was like like a stage play-ish sort of.
Well, no,
thing,
it's one guy
Okay.
who just sits on stage.
Shows how much I know.
On a
big Japanophile here, right, people?
It's a guy who sits on stage on a nice big pillow with a microphone, usually, and he just tells a story, usually from the perspective of different characters. Like he might do voices, or he might do different dialect for a different character. It's basically, it's the closest thing that Japan has. What are you going to say?
It's good old-fashioned storytelling.
It is, yes. It's the closest thing that Japan has to storytelling in the form of stand-up comedy as something that I quite enjoy in English in America. And it saddens me that it's dying or died out. It's not really popular. It's like
Dyed in the wool? No, wait, that's a good thing, isn't it?
So
go ahead.
It's not a popular thing. It's something that you might do, like if a rakugo performer comes to town. It's on the same level as like, the Chicago Philharmonic is in town. And the tickets are cheap. Why don't we go down and see him? It's like not something that you are interested in or would ordinarily do, but when the opportunity is there, okay, I guess I'll see it. But yeah,
I get you.
On TV, it's all manzai, which is why
manzai is mostly the two guys.
Yes, which is why I do not watch a lot of Japanese TV.
Well, there are other reasons.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So many reasons.
For example, famous people eating.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Also a big part of that. Yeah.
Here's what another thing that kind of gets me about the eating on TV is that I appreciate that they are making the most of the high definition technology, because there are some food close-ups that I am in awe of. It looks so delicious. And then what I don't get is they don't have some sort of method for holding these things in place. Like, it's just, okay, you're zooming in. You've got a high def camera, I guess. You're zooming in on this food, but it's still being held by a guy. It's on a fork in a guy's hand. And when you zoom in that close, it's like there's a fucking earthquake going on. Everything is shaking. The food is shaking wildly. Why? Like, you can freeze frame it, right? Or you could put it, like, go to the plate, zoom in on the plate. It's not moving on the plate. Or maybe there's a real earthquake going on, and you don't want to stop filming because film is expensive.
Was that the complaint?
I forgot what my point was. No, yeah, it's just the shaking.
People can't hold themselves.
No, but why did they all have the food palsy? What the fuck is that?
It's not Jesus. It's not that.
Are you sure?
I'd rather you keep going on with your comedy point.
Okay.
To be honest.
Yeah, me too. I forgot where I was.
Oh God! Don't make me play the drop. I don't want to this time.
I don't know. I feel like I would be able to comment further on this if I actually watched more Japanese comedy. But I my first year here, I was like, I'm going to watch Japanese TV and really improve my Japanese. And then that lasted for about 2 or 3 months, after which point I just got fucking sick of the TV.
Right.
And started drinking a lot, because when I go to...
Wait a minute. Is that a correlation?
Yes. Well, listen, hear me out. In an effort to improve my conversational Japanese, I would go to a local bar and, have a couple beers and not feel so shy and talk to the bartender, talk to the other regulars there. This was back when I didn't feel bad at all about being token foreigner,
Sure.
But that...
You just wanted to get sloshed.
Yeah, and talk to Japanese people and improve my Japanese. But in the past few years, especially, I've just gotten really sick of Japanese people wanting to talk to me purely for the purpose of practicing English.
Oh, yeah, well.
Yeah, not a fan.
It's going to happen.
I know.
It's what everybody tells everybody who wants to learn any language.
I know, but it's...
Go out and get a friend and have them teach you, and you'll be friends forever because you'll both be learning, and
that's true to a point. Like, I know a guy at the bar now that we started out as friends, like just drinking friends, and then like a month or two later, he's like, he would only talk to me in English, and he was trying to learn, he was trying to study, and I could never understand what he was trying to say, so I would always default to Japanese, and then he would go, oh, no, I'm trying to learn English, please speak English, and I'm like, I can't fucking understand you when you speak English, let's just go with Japanese. And from that point on, he would always start talking to me in English, and I would always just respond in Japanese, and eventually he stopped trying. So the lesson is, don't try.
Right. And now you're married.
Now we're married. Yeah,
Yep.
Masaki's his name.
You were talking about Manzai.
That's right.
But I guess
it's one of those very transparent Japanese things where all of the modes of how this thing works and how you're supposed to do this are clearly in place. It's like all the rigmarole that you got, the social shit that you do in Japan, like you got to bow like this and say this and give this gift and receive a business card this way. It's like you can see all of those
mannerisms.
There you go. Love the word mannerisms in Japanese
protocols.
comedy. Like the two guys, protocols, ghost protocols. That's our Manzai name.
No.
Like you see these two guys come out on stage, walking completely in tandem, and then turning to the crowd, and then standing, with their they got ramrods up their asses, and then not even looking at each other as they talk, and just going through their whole routine. It's so mechanical and so rehearsed that it doesn't strike me as amusing at all.
Yeah, but I would also counter that with, that was the situation here decades ago.
It was,
right?
but
and we had names for those guys. It was the straight man,
yes,
and the goof off.
No, you're thinking of Dragon Warrior 3, I think.
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
you're right, but wait, when you say way back, are you talking about like vaudeville?
No, even like the 50s and 60s.
Okay, it's like the odd couple.
There were still comedy duos.
Okay,
Yeah,
but they wouldn't like go up on. I guess they would. God damn it.
Well, I'm just saying.
Okay, well, when do you
like many things Japan has instilled in their culture? Some of it's taken from us. Some of it was inspired by us.
Yeah, but
with a little bit of their own twist on it.
I guess, but well,
their twist being, rigid.
Yeah.
Adoration to the rules and
humor stemming from social misunderstandings,
right.
Or a guy in women's clothing,
and then guy being whacked in the back of the head for that misunderstanding.
Yeah,
and then on for up to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I completely agree with you that a lot of it's just staid and boring and just sort of like routine.
Yeah,
but we have only ourselves to blame.
Well, yeah, I know. No, I don't believe that. I think, look at how American comedy evolved in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and the best hits of today.
I'm not saying we didn't.
Oh. I know, but
well, certainly we did.
Yeah.
We got more guys that screamed, too.
Oh, yeah, that's true. God, I forget what game. I was playing a game recently, but somebody's character portrait looked exactly like Sam Kinison. And I wanted to scream his dialogue the whole time.
You mean game port? What? You
mean
like
his little character box. Was
this an online game?
Portrait? No. The character portrait when he was speaking, the dialogue box. I don't know words anymore.
I get you. No, I get you. Yeah.
Have you ever? Well, I was gonna say, have you ever seen Manzai live? But
no, I can only dream.
Because even I don't really even know where to go to see Manzai. I know, like, they're always looking for studio audience members in Japan, but I don't want to do that. And I've heard from somebody. I've heard that there are clubs because about a couple years ago, I was really fascinated by open mics. For about a year and a half, I did open mics in the city here. Yeah. And the whole time I kept asking people, is there a place to do this, a dedicated comedy club to do this? Because I was doing it at a music club. And I felt so awkward because out of 4.5 hours of music, there's one jackass doing comedy for 10 minutes. And I'm talking to the girl at the door. I'm like, isn't this really weird? Isn't this a bad fit? She's like, no, we're trying to encourage different acts at our club. We've been music only for years. We're trying to get more people in here. I'm like, oh, all right, sure.
Yeah.
So I kept asking people, isn't there a place to do this? Is there like a comedy club in Japan? And the answer I got from Japanese people 100% of the time was, what do you mean by comedy club? Mm-hmm. Like, it's like,
how do these guys start?
Yeah. You go to, what the fuck is it? Yoshimoto in Osaka? I don't even remember the name. There's a comedy school. Like, that's it. You have to, it's so Japanese. You graduate from comedy school and then you get
the one comedy school.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And then you get an agent and then they put you on a show and then
and then the agent
that's how
the agent has his own bouquet. He calls you up by accident.
It's comedy acts teaching comedy acts. without any paperwork. It's crazy. It's all just handshakes. And oh God, how does it even work out? Yeah, that's weird. Crazy, man. They're so backwards.
I know. It's like a different country,
and they all look the same.
That look the same. I had this not a similar discussion, but I was talking to another friend at the bar about how homogenous Japan is, and I think he brought it up. We were talking about American culture, and I said that I was doing a lesson recently, and the most difficult concept to get across was the fact that you can be of a different ethnic background and still be American. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I try to tell them, like, I'm Italian American. I'm an American citizen, and my family is from Italy. And my students like, oh, so you're Italian? No, well, I'm ethnically I'm Italian, and but I thought you were American. I'm American, because the Japanese don't really distinguish between nationality and ethnicity, because for them it's the same thing.
No, I mean, you're right. It's like they never really knew immigration. They are the native people.
That's right.
Well, I guess the Ainu. What about them?
Oh, you knew?
Aren't they Eskimos or something?
Sorry.
No, I'm kidding. Are you talking?
I'm Alex.
Okay, I'm just...
Never gets old, does it?
I'm sorry.
Michael Bay deaths.
Yeah, exactly.
We're talking about Japan. I thought it was appropriate.
No, it was. I'm sure you'll have multiple opportunities to do that. You crazy asshole.
Anyway.
So yeah, how are we going to fix these things? How are we going to fix laugh tracks, and how are we going to fix Japanese comedy? Go.
Oh, fuck, okay. Well, I like to think that the success of something like 30 Rock shows that there's a lot of opportunities for something that doesn't have a laugh track.
Oh, actually, how about both? Because you remember back almost like 10 years ago, there was the very first Japanese sitcom, which had overlaid laughter.
What?
Yeah.
No way. I've not heard of this.
It was called HR, and it was, it presented, in the regular drama time slots.
Are you thinking of the planet from Metroid?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
What?
What was the
HR? What?
I mean, or the planet from Alien? Shut up. Fuck you.
I don't know. God, you're such a nerd, Alex. Can't you distinguish Metroid from Alien? Yeah, no, they did that in Japan, and that was the only such instance.
Why would they think that would work?
Well, hey, they tried.
I know, but I mean, I could try shoving a knife up my ass, but why would I?
Hey, God bless them for trying.
I guess.
I mean, in a way, that is kind of them evolving a little bit. I mean, they moved from this variety show type extravagant bullshit to something that is a little bit more structured and familiar in a certain part of the world.
I suppose so.
And they just tried it out.
Can you remember any of the details about the show? Like, what was the setting or the characters?
I don't remember much about the plot, but they had one of the boy band guys who always acts in the dramas and all that as the main character.
Of course.
But yeah, I've seen a clip of it, and it did have overlaid laughter, and it was pretty much exactly like a sitcom. But obviously it didn't work out, and it did not change the face of Japanese comedy or anything. And the thing is that you mentioned 30 Rock, and they do air stuff like 30 Rock and Curb Your Enthusiasm in Japan, but it's always just sort of lumped under the general category of drama.
Yeah.
And which makes sense. I mean, drama in Japan, when you speak in TV terms, is sort of an all-encompassing thing anyway. Yeah. But it is kind of funny to think about that. they can't even call things comedy unless
it's drama. In fact, they have a separate term for like serious drama, and that's human drama,
right?
Which I am still baffled by.
Yeah, it's like it exists, but it's pretty much just regarded as foreign.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess we lucked out because British sitcoms are similar to ours, and we can enjoy them on the same level.
They really are. You know what? I feel like as an English-speaking comedy fan, we are extremely lucky to be able to enjoy, obviously, our own stand-up comedy, but also British stand-ups, Australian stand-ups, Irish stand-ups. You get pretty much any English-speaking stand-up.
Yeah. Yep.
Whereas Japan is very limited to Japanese comics, quote unquote.
And And it's not like Japan is the only other country that has problems with its comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at stuff like Eastern European comedy norms, and it's like, okay, I don't mean to call it a problem, but it's stuff that would not really agree with our minds, because the way we process jokes and whatnot is very different. And just like, you know, a traditional German joke sounds like it's just like a fucking statement, you know?
There was, when I used to teach Eikaiwa, there was a lesson in one of the textbooks about jokes in different countries, and there was a list of about 5 or 6 jokes, different jokes from different countries. All of them were in English, of course, translated from their original language, and like about half of them I thought were pretty funny, and the other half were just nonsense, which I didn't understand.
Do you have an example or any sort of gist of it, or because I'd like to see that.
One of them was, and this was from either Switzerland or Sweden, so one of those S countries in Europe.
Yeah.
It was about something about an elephant and a duck, and I don't remember the punchline, but it was basically, it was just nonsense. It was, here's some nonsense that's funny.
Yeah. That's about right. I mean, they do get kind of nonsensical, and in some cases it works out. I mean, it translates well. I mean, I've had, Swedish people talk to me on the internet and try and be jokey, and their stuff is pretty funny.
Yeah.
And it's kind of nonsensical, and I can dig that. On the other hand, I do mean like more traditional stuff, like, I don't know, like a German dad joke, for example, would be something that just sounds like it's a story, and you have to like really infer the meaning, and someone who wouldn't really know the culture or the language inherently probably wouldn't get it.
I think dad jokes are always funny, though.
Yes, well, in this language, perhaps.
No, you know what? I think that's another thing is...
how funny is your dad, Alex?
That's pretty funny.
Okay.
My father's also here now.
Damn it.
It's the audience is important in joke telling, almost as important as the joke teller. So I think maybe the reason I didn't find a lot of those things from the textbook that funny is because I was hearing a joke from a textbook.
Like it's never a good.
If I knew,
it's never a good source of anything funny.
If a comedian was telling a joke, or if it was a friend and someone I knew, someone whose sense of humor I knew, then I probably would have enjoyed it a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly.
But straight up nonsense, I can't really get into.
Now, have you actually like engaged anyone in Japan who was a foreigner but wasn't an English speaker?
Yeah, well, because I used to live in Komaki, which is very near the Toyota plant, and Toyota employs a lot of Brazilians. So I was talking to a lot of Brazilian people at the bar.
My point is, did you make any jokes?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, well, because when I'm in a, and then this happens even when I'm just talking to Japanese people, in that kind of a cross-cultural setting, my first instinct is to first and foremost be understood, like what I like, and have the conversation, and then to get a feel for that person's sense of humor. Because if I and I've done this so many times, I'll make a joke or a comment that gets taken completely the wrong way because that person A, doesn't understand my sense of humor, or B, I don't understand their sense of humor. It's just not a match, and it's awkward for both of us.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, I can't relate because I've never had that experience, but yeah, I can understand what you're talking about for sure.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you better be.
Did I fuck up just now?
A little bit.
Is that it?
No.
Okay. Sorry.
Stepping on my toes, Barnholt.
What else can we complain about? Comedy-wise, at least.
Oh, I can think of some things.
Okay. Let's rag on the Big Bang Theory.
Oh.
I will say, as much hate as that show gets, I do like Maya Bialik's character. I think that should be a breakout character. She should get her own show.
Who?
Maya Bialik plays a character on that show.
I thought you were saying a nonsense word. Is that an actress? I'm serious.
Yes, it is Blossom, remember?
Oh, yeah. Okay. On the topic of comedy, I thought I should share with you the details of my worst bombing experience on stage.
Oh, okay.
If I can go into that real quick.
Yeah, sure. And then I have I have something I just thought of too. So go ahead.
I was, as I said, I used to do open mics for about a year and a half at this music club in Nagui, and they were really hit or miss. Like
I was proud of you from a distance. Because even though I couldn't be there,
I was really proud the first time because it went over great, and then the second time, Nothing.
Oh.
And for some reason, I kept going on.
And why is that? Well, let's hear.
I have a recording here. Hey, what about those Japs? What? So then, after about a year and a half...
Goodness.
I'm Alex! After about a year and a half, I was Alex. After about a year and a half, I just kind of gave up on it because I started doing a podcast with some guy, and I wanted to get into that a little bit. That worked out really well.
You mean me?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And then I was also looking for freelance writing work, and I started writing an article for a local magazine, freebie, it turns out, and I didn't get paid for it, surprisingly. But it was an article about Japanese comedy, and the editor of the magazine was organizing an Oktoberfest event in a park in the city.
Chance to drink.
Yeah, chance to drink, chance to hear some live music. And he knew I was writing this article about comedy. He said, hey, man, we're doing this Oktoberfest thing in the park next month. Why don't you come down? I need somebody on stage to kind of MC the whole thing. And maybe we'd like you to do maybe 20, 25 minutes of stand-up at the top of the show and maybe another set in the middle. If
20 to 25 minutes.
That's my first thought was, this is insane.
That's,
and then,
you can't do that as a beginner.
Yeah, and then another, in the middle of the show, is like, maybe another 10 or 15 if you feel up to it.
Oh, my God.
But I'm so desperate. Yeah. I'm so desperate for experience. And I say, yes, of course, man. Yeah, this just sounds fantastic.
So now you have to scramble to get a solid 25 minutes as your first bit ever.
Meanwhile, I had been scrambling for a year and a half to have a solid 10. I'm now digging up everything in my notebooks. I'm scrounging everything together. I'm like, this is almost funny. I can use this.
I respect your enthusiasm. Anyway, continue.
Well, then I get there the morning of the event, and he goes, oh, man, listen, okay. I talked to the bands, and they don't want to be pushed back that late. So here's what we're going to do. Can you just do, there's 6 bands playing. Can you just do 5 minutes of comedy between each band? Mm-hmm. And this fucking destroys me because I had...
Really?
Yeah, because I had worked into my set this whole storyline about my family, and it develops. Oh. And if I take a break every so often, it loses the momentum. Uh-huh. And so, like I do a solid 5 minutes, and then this band comes on, and then I go back up, and I'm like, babe, remember when I was talking about my brother?
Oh, God.
Well, no, that didn't happen because...
but just the thought of it.
What did happen was... everybody gets there, the show starts. He's on stage, he announces, welcome to the magazine's Oktoberfest party.
Is that the name of the club, the magazine?
Yeah, it's called the magazine.
That's a good name.
I'm not even going to say the name of the magazine because I don't want to give them the business. I do want to give them the business, though. And he's on stage welcoming everybody, and then he hands the mic off to me, but before he does, he goes, all right, everybody, we got this guy, Alex Fraioli, with he's here for the event, he's going to help us out. He's going to be doing some comedy for us between the bands. And then I was very excited because he was about to hand the mic off to me, and I'm locked and loaded. I'm ready to go. Everybody's sitting down. Just before he hands me the mic, he takes it back. He goes, "Oh, I just forgot. In the back, there's free beer and hamburgers." So God. everybody in the crowd stands up.
Fuck me.
And walks
to
the back of the amphitheater and just starts pouring beer and getting hamburgers. And I start going, and I'm like 30 seconds in, and I'm talking to nobody.
No.
I'm playing to nobody.
No.
And I eventually, I just slowly stepped back and gave the mic back to him, and I never went back on stage.
That is awful.
I thought you were going to say awesome.
No. Oh. Well, it's awesomely awful.
Yeah, this is awesomely awful.
Did he do that on purpose?
I don't think so. This is a young guy.
Oh my God, he genuinely forgot to.
This is a young guy. He gave me his history at a totally different party a couple months before. I think he's from Florida. He's an emerging rap artist. I think he wants to. He's got a hip hop group, and they do shows in Nagoya. But on the side, he runs a magazine. He really wants.
They're called the Bumpers.
He wants to be a talent coordinator or some shit. And
let me tell you, he did not coordinate shit.
No, he didn't. And so let that be a lesson to the both of us.
Yeah, you and me.
Yeah, well, and him. So the three of us.
Oh, what? What?
Who?
Huh?
Am I on?
Huh?
Alex.
No, that's awful.
Yeah.
But I'm
awkward.
I don't even know what to say. I would not want to be in your shoes, that's for sure. I would not wish that on my worst enemy. Except that one guy.
Oh, Steve?
Yeah, sure.
Alex!
No, not Alex.
You love using that drop.
Yeah, welcome to No More Whoppers.
Oh boy.
You gotta let me see your board.
I don't think you want to see this. There's some stuff on here that just doesn't make sense.
Today is tomorrow's history.
Oh god. Would you copy that entire game over there?
Pretty much. Is that ambulance on my side or yours?
I think it's yours.
Is it? Oh yeah.
You're the ambulance town. I'm the train town.
That's right. It sounds like a Japanese ambulance anyway.
I'm Densha Toko. What? Wait, is there a Japanese word for ambulance? Like a native word?
Kyusha.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Sounds cute. Well, it does.
I guess. Cute shot?
It almost has an onomatopoeia in it.
I guess. But the cues are different. Totally different kanji.
I know, but play along for once in your goddamn life.
Yes, they're the same.
With me
it means,
and my bullshit.
It means 99 car, because it costs 99 yen.
I'm trying to work with you and build a relationship, and therefore a project such as this, and you just can't play along for 1 fucking second of your goddamn life.
You know what I hear when you talk? All I hear is,
even the mighty Ramses is taking me for a wimp.
I hate you so
I hear
much.
fucking nonsense.
That does sound a lot like me, though, I must say. Yeah.
This guy sounds a lot like you.
Pac-Man for NES. I'm jizzing in my pants right now.
That's my fault, because I gave you that. That's on me. That is on me. I'm glad we're getting this all out of our system.
I think we are. I think,
episode.
folks,
hopefully we do this a little bit more masterfully.
Yeah.
Like someone who knows what the fuck they're doing with the soundboard.
Yeah, this is a learning process for both of us, I feel.
Or we could just become full-on zoo crew.
Yeah, we could do that.
Folks, call in with your greatest spring break moments.
Folks, if you ever bombed at Oktoberfest, let us know.
We've got 5 $50 gift certificates from In and Out to go out to you today. Here's one on the line. Caller, go ahead. Yeah, I couldn't even do a fake, stupid.
It was a good try.
You don't have to cut that. That should be up front. That should be me just shaming myself. I need to up my game.
You do.
Definitely. Any more comedy stuff we can talk about? Oh yeah, no, you mentioned a certain comedy experience, and I remember once, well, the only time, when I graduated from high school,
yeah,
I basically did a roast.
What?
It was pretty much me standing up and going around to just going around key people from the school and just doing a couple minutes on
what? Like faculty?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Okay, I should mention I went to a private school. It was basically just a house size, and so it was only like less than 25 kids any given year. So everybody was pretty much cool with each other. Nevertheless, I mean, yeah, I was going out, and maybe I was getting a little bit jaded of the place because they had more of a hippie mentality than I would have liked, and so I just took the opportunity to basically not be mean, but I did rip them a little bit as if I was on a dais.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, thinking back on it, I don't think I really thought of it that way. Like, I knew what the structure was, and I knew I was cracking jokes about people, but I don't think I thought of it like a Comedy Central roast or something like that. But that reminds me of pretty much my one and only stand-up comedy experience, if you could even call it that, which is kind of
that's see, at that age, I that seems like something that you don't know is supposed to be terrifying, or I don't know how you felt at the time.
No, again, it was just the atmosphere. I mean, everybody knew each other, and even though I was like in front of everybody and everybody's parents, it's just like whatever. I wrote it all down, and I memorized it completely.
Wow.
And I just went right ahead with it.
And
everybody, there's a couple of pictures with my fat ass in it. I was a little bit heavier back then. Let's not mince words. But yeah, I might actually have the text somewhere on a zip disk. I need to get a zip disk reader again. But yeah, that was, I liked it, and to be honest, everybody did like it.
Oh, good.
They were kind of impressed that I could even do that, and I don't mean to trumpet myself. I don't know.
I'm gonna stream it on Netflix right now.
You do have a great tape of my youth.
Do I? Oh my God, yeah.
That I've shared with you. Yeah.
I think that's gonna be our episode 0.
Those can be some drops. I'm not lying.
Those are drop worthy.
Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
Yes.
Folks listening have no idea what we're talking about, and that's good. I don't want them to.
Surprises.
Let's just let it happen naturally, shall we? Much like the meaning of this show name.
Exactly.
Who knows? Shall we wrap it up?
I think that's a good idea. Let's take a quick break though, because I got to straighten my pants here.
A pee break before getting out and back on the road.
A little bit of pee break.
All right, folks. We'll be right back.
I'm on my way to where you are. I'm running through the wildlands.
You can tell left or right. I'm running through the wildlands.
Well, that's the show, folks. We hope you enjoyed our maiden voyage. Maybe not with this guy at the wheel, huh? Geronimo! Sit down. Sit down.
Alex!
Well, as of this first episode, we don't really have a real web presence, like I said. We're just going to get the word out on Twitter, I suppose. Is that right?
I think so, yeah.
Does that sound right? Is that agreeable with you?
I think it is. What are you thinking?
Okay.
No more Whoppers? That's got to be available, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Even fewer Whoppers?
Whoppers more? No.
Seldom Big Macs.
No, that's the totally different thing.
Oh, sorry.
That'll probably be our fans' show. It'll be like Oprah after the show, but I love it. But anyway, yeah, by next week or, some episodes later, we should at least have like a Facebook page or something to get us going.
Perhaps.
And maybe later we'll have ways for you, the listener, to be on the show. Maybe call in, ask us questions like, what does no more Whoppers mean? Is Alex that bad in real life?
Hey.
Or why won't you annoying faggots die already? I'm quoting.
That's true.
And so on. That kind of thing.
I'm quite excited for that sort of listener feedback sort of thing, because I always find that amusing on the podcast that I listen to. It's something I like to try to not emulate, but copy.
Yeah, exactly. And, I was just recently dinged for a recent podcast appearance by someone who just wrote a comment and
really
called me, sounded like I was having a stroke or something, whatever. That's my voice. Deal with it. I don't care. I'm so past all that. But anyway, Alex, any final words from you?
Hang on a sec.
No! We're ending the show!
I know.
Don't just play a drop.
I know. You're right. I was gonna, but I can't find it.
God.
So, okay. Well, let's shut the fuck up and say that again. Oh, fuck. And I'll just answer like a normal human.
No, I'd rather this just play.
God! All right, fine. You want to sort of open up the curtain, show everybody the wizard's lanky butt?
No, go have some real final words.
Real final words? This was a nice experiment today. It's we've certainly recorded. We've gone on longer than I thought we would. Of course, it'll probably get cut down. Probably cut down to like 22 minutes. If it's longer than that, you guys missed out on a lot.
I think we have a solid 7.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. At least 3 of it on Sprinkle Spangles.
I still have that page open, by the way.
Yeah.
Anybody who enjoyed this, please let us know what you think at, I guess, our future Twitter, No More Whoppers, at No More Whoppers. We're really, really looking for feedback on this thing because
you are.
I am, especially. I need a direction to take it because there's so many podcasts already, I'm
my own
two
man.
guys sitting around. And in this case, one of them is Ray, and one of them is me.
I do what I want.
He does what he wants, apparently. I want to know what you guys want to hear, what you like, what you don't like. We'll probably just say fuck you to that, but, it's good to know those things anyway.
Well, we don't have to say it.
Well, they probably will. It's the internet, man.
Not to them.
Oh, yeah.
Let's be somewhat respectable.
Okay.
All right.
Anything else?
No, I'm good.
I'm good, too.
Whatever. Go read my dumb magazine if you want.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Scrawl.
No, let me plug it for once. I've had so many podcast appearances where it's either you or someone else doing it for me. No, that's fine. It's called Scroll. Scroll.vg is the website. Go check it out if you really, really like video games.
It's very well done.
Because I really do, and it's very nerdy. But anyway.
When's the next issue dropping?
I don't know. March.
March.
Whatever. That'll be when this episode comes out, I'm sure. Thanks for listening, everybody. Yes. I'm Ray.
I've been Alex.
Keep your nose clean, and we'll talk next week. Gold subscribers, stick around. We got the Big Bang Theory's Jim Parsons. But I do miss those sprinkle spangles.
Now that
I find it... no, go ahead.
When you...
No, you.
I'm Alex.